hear you want to run an ultra marathon. Well, if you do, you're going to be out here at all times of the day, whether it's a crescent moon or a full moon. I'm excited because it's March 11th, and they say, we read that on March 14th, it will be a huge full moon called the worm moon, and apparently a lunar eclipse as well. So we have that to look forward to. And Wild and I are out here this morning. We just did a fun bike ride with our partner, George, and Wild, running next to the bike. And now I'm walking. We're out here by this beautiful golf course. And when you train for an ultra marathon, you're going to be outside at all kinds of hours and all kinds of seasons, feeding your puppy kibbles. So he gets his little kibbles and I get my kibbles, my little snacks. And your training, it will look very different. So last weekend, March 8th, I was fortunate enough to volunteer for a really amazing running event. This running event was in Florence, or near Florence, Oregon. And it was so amazing because I've done this event for the last 2 years. The first year I ran the 20-miler as an athlete, and it was so much fun because most of the course, or a great portion of the run course, is on the sand dunes. And that really wears you out because it's one thing to run on pavement or on a trail, but it's another thing to run on sand dunes. Yeah, when you put your foot down in the sand, you kind of sink in. So you're going to use a lot more energy. And then you got the sun wearing you out and the beautiful wind and also just mentally draining because you're looking at the ocean as you're running near. You're looking at course markings, etc. So just knowing that when you're preparing for an ultra running event, it's going to wear you out on all different levels, on emotional levels, on physical levels, and it's a good thing. So this week, my coach has me doing a recovery week. What is a recovery week? Well, it looks different for many people, but it's a way you're still moving, but you're not working at such a high intensity. You're not running in things like sand or doing a lot of elevation or a lot of miles. You're basically just moving. So again, this morning, I rode the bike while George ran with Wild. And now I'm walking. I'm walking this puppy. And I'm glad he's kind of tired out because I'm still tired. It takes a lot out of you when you volunteer. And sometimes when you show up for a running event as a volunteer, they give you an assignment. My assignment was to be a sweeper, which was following the runners on the course. And because of all these other logistical items that came up, the race director wanted 2 of the sweepers to kind of do a leapfrog, meaning instead of running the whole entire 50K course, they split us up and I did a little bit less than 50K. I think this weekend I might have got in a 23-mile sweep. I don't remember the exact number. But I was out there for probably 8 hours just being on my feet, and that was awesome. That was great training. Yeah, getting to enjoy the waves and the ocean and the sky. I saw a rainbow. I saw an eagle. So all of that is such a beautiful gift to be able to just experience ultra running. Again, whether I'm a volunteer or whether I'm actually in the event. My next upcoming event isn't for a couple of months. So we're looking forward to volunteering for another big race, which is coming up in April. It's called the Arizona Gila Monster. Yeah, It's way out there by Casablanca and by Superior. It's on the Arizona Trail. So I'm going to be learning a lot from all these amazing ultra runners that can run 300 miles, right? Or they're going to attempt it. So George and I and Wild will be out there telling our dog jokes, telling our silly Gila monster jokes. Because why not, right? I find it helpful when I'm trying to do a practice or a training run. If I get stuck in my head and I'm starting to think this is hard, I'm getting good at recognizing when my body says, oh my God, this is hard. And I just start thinking, well, heck, let me tell a joke to myself or if anyone else is around. And last weekend, me and one of the sweepers, we were starting to get a little, delirious because of being out there for 8 hours. So we said, let's tell a joke to the next runner that runs by us. She told some joke about, what is a bear's favorite candy? Apparently it's gummy bears. I know that's corny. But it's also hilarious when you're tired and you're like, oh my gosh, can I take another step? Yeah. Well, if you can laugh, I'm going to say you can take another step. Right, Wild? This puppy here today, he wants to chase bunnies. And I'll tell you what, I'm not ready to hold on to his leash and chase those bunnies because we're on a hill. You probably cannot even see the hill that I'm on right now because it's so dark out here. The sun hasn't even come up. But this is all part of life training. It's all part of the ultra marathon run training to keep moving. Keep moving, even if you're in a recovery week. And later, my coach has prescribed me a short, easy run today, like a 30-minute run on a flat course. And his great advice is, if you can work on your run form better on flat surfaces like a track or a flat course, on the sidewalk, on the trail, when you work on better run form, you get better turnover of your foot strike, your foot stride. So you're going to have a faster pace, right? Obviously. And if you get better and more confident at running on flat surfaces, when you're on the mountain trails, you're going to be a little faster. But if you spend all your time just running on forest trails that have a lot of elevation, you're just going to get better at going slower and longer. So kind of think about when you're ready to sign up for your first ultra marathon, or maybe you've already done some. Let's say you choose the next one and it has a lot of elevation gain. And maybe it has a technical forest trail. Well, look at the overall cutoff times for the event. Like again, last weekend, folks signed up for this huge sand dune run, which had some forest trails, some beach running, and some sand dunes. And there was cutoff times. So again, today I'm going to work on my overall run form on a flat surface. So if you get anything out of this video today, just remember that when the waves come in, kind of slow down and take in the actual mist. Look for those rainbows. And I hope you find your moving meditation. I'm going to get back to mine.